My work is directly to black people. I spend 99% of my time dealing with us to help us reform our minds and spirit that we may do for ourselves. However, when you live in a society like this, and we know that in order to effect a solution to a problem between black and white, then there's going to have to be some meaningful dialogue between black and white in order to effect a solution. The young lady said she's afraid of violence. And isn't it sad that we who have been the victims of so much violence, now whites fear violence from us? We do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us.
And when you are willing and not afraid anymore to pay the price for freedom, don't let this white man tell you that violence is wrong. Every damn thing that he got it by being violent.
Black people who were brought to this country were stripped of their names, language, culture, religion, God, and taken totally away from the history of themselves. Here are 30 million people who don't wear their own names, they wear your names. Who don't speak their own language, they speak English, which is not their language. They never were allowed their own cultural expression of Africa. Don't you realize that when you turn a people upside down and inside out, then sell them not for a day, not for a year, but for 300 years, and deny us the human right to know, to read a book, to learn, to understand. And then after 300 years of that, you allow us into the church, but by that time you've painted Jesus white, God white, the angels white, and then all these black people have been subjected to a form of white supremacy, which produces in the reverse a black inferiority. And this is fulfilling what Jesus said, as a man thinketh, so is he. And as long as our people think the way they think, we will never be able to do.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Dash Lifestyle. Kindly for watching me for the first time, remember to subscribe, like, share, and also comment. So guys, in today's video, I want us to watch and to listen to this great video from Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan, he has come out and revealed how America, it is treating black people starting from the days of slavery up to now, and the challenges and the struggle that the black Americans they are facing in United States. So kindly guys, watch this video till the end, then I'll be back with more comment.
If I may, my work is directly to black people. I spend 99% of my time dealing with us to help us reform our minds and spirit that we may do for ourselves. However, when you live in a society like this, and we know that in order to effect a solution to a problem between black and white, then there's going to have to be some meaningful dialogue between black and white in order to effect a solution. The young lady said she's afraid of violence. And isn't it sad that we who have been the victims of so much violence, now whites fear violence from us? We do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us. See? And what you fear, may I say this, sir? What you fear, and it's a deep guilt thing, that white folks suffer. You are afraid that if we ever come to power, we will do to you and your fathers what you and your people have done to us. And I think you are judging us by the state of your own mind, and that is not necessarily the mind of black people.
I'm with you in that you're talking about wanting to have meaningful dialogue, and that's a problem. You know, right away, I don't know what's going to make whites happy, for Pete's sake. You know, you're talking about trying to find a solution to your problem. You're trying hard to do that, and we're tuning you right out. We're arguing with you. We're not agreeing with anything. We're not trying to give you a chance. For Pete's sake, you know, what do we want?
Assalamu alaikum. Mr. Farrakhan, there's a situation now where 1 in 4 black males are in prison or in jail or in some type of probation situation, okay? When I look around, even myself being a black reporter, okay, and they talk about racism, of a black and white person go to the job, a black person is going to get the job, I never find that out. And we're in New York City with a black mayor, and I still haven't seen it. And when I see Minister Farrakhan, not only the brothers enlighten me, but he gives me hope to not give up, not go get a pistol and stick somebody up, okay? So when I see you, not only are you the light and the hope, but I think, white America, you need to listen. And please don't harm this brother, because we love him.
Yeah, hang on a minute, yeah.
Getting back to what she said, what exactly do we have a problem with? Before you made a statement, you said that I think that, well, not I, you said that white people think that you're inferior to us. I don't believe that. I'm part of the youth of America. I am not prejudiced. I feel more prejudiced right now than I've ever felt. Not against black, I am not prejudiced against black people. Some of my best friends are black people. I am, what's the problem with that?
Yeah.
You let him speak, let me speak.
Yeah. You wanted to speak to this young woman?
No, I don't want to speak.
Who wants to talk to her? Yes.
No,
Yes.
what do you mean you feel more prejudice right now?
Because the way he's saying me.
Because what?
What he's saying right now, I mean, I feel that you are prejudiced towards white people.
Okay, but excuse me. I think it's like he said, it might be a fear or misunderstanding that you have, because what fear has he put, or what has he actually said here today that makes you feel prejudiced?
I think that he said that we think that they're inferior. I think it's partly part of your own complex that you have to get over, because I don't feel you're inferior. I have nothing against black people.
Yes.
Answer her. This is the, excuse me, this is the situation. Every young white adult says, I have not done this to black people. I have not done that to black people. But your forefathers are the ones who have set us in the situation we are in. Now, what I'm saying is this. When Nat Turner stood up, you all rejected him. You killed him. When Marcus Garvey stood up, you all rejected him, enslaved him. He died a broken heart. Now, what I'm saying is this. Your fathers have put us in the condition we are in, and today you are profiting from what your forefathers have done. Now, my grandchildren are going to be raised, and your children are going to say to them, they have not done to them, because you are the ones who are going to do to my grandchildren what they're going to experience if the situation continues. Now, what I'm saying is this. When we talk about America falling, what we are saying is this. If you all want to control America, then we must have a land base that we control. You all cannot continue printing the dollar bill and then expect us to abide by your rules when you do not want to give us jobs. Therefore, I'm saying that we have now got to come into negotiations, and Minister Farrakhan is the man to listen to.
It becomes apparent more and more as we listen to each other and try to talk to each other that we don't perceive reality the same. And as we're talking about either reconciling differences or separating, it becomes clear that if two people are looking at the same thing and perceiving it so differently, then the two people are operating under a different stimulus. And so when the young lady says, I am prejudiced, to be prejudiced means to judge before the fact. After 400 years of living and experiencing, we're not prejudiced. We are looking at the reality of what we have suffered and continue to suffer.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Are you there, caller?
Yes.
Thank you for waiting. I'm sorry it took us a while to get you, but go ahead. I know you'll be brief.
I'm a white American born into poverty, and I overcame it. You know, the opportunities are here in America, and why can't we just start now? We hear all this violence. Why can't we just talk in a positive way and go forward instead of remembering all these things that are in the past that are negative? They were not good for blacks, not good for white.
Yes, Minister Farrakhan commenting.
According to the State of Black America by the Urban League, if we started right now, they said, we could never close the gap to black poverty and white poverty. She said, let us start right now. Let's forget the past. Notice this. When Jewish people remember the Holocaust and want the world to remember the Holocaust. Wait. Why do you want the world to remember? Because if the world does not remember, it is likely to repeat itself. And Jewish persons who suffered from the Holocaust want the world to remember this because the world turned its back while Jews were put in ovens. I, as a black person, want my people to remember what we have suffered and what we continue to suffer so that we will say like the Jews, never again. Never again.
Okay, I've been listening in this corner right here, and I've heard a whole lot of negative things from the white people here. When you were trying to explain yourself, the white people don't want to hear you explain yourself. They drown you out. They start already trying to drown you out and talk over you. There's a certain amount of white arrogance here, and they don't want to listen to what black people are saying. They don't understand because they don't want to understand. I've heard a woman here say, go back to Africa. Somebody said, we have a black holiday. What does that mean? So what does that mean? He did not say that. He said, if we have a choice, what some of us can go and some of us can stay.
Remember,
but there's no understanding in here. People are just trying to talk.
To those arrogant persons, you know, when you tell us go back, please remember where you came from. And when you want to relegate somebody to a specific place, just remember what your origin is in this world. Please, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I want you to understand that you, wherever you are on the earth, you are not a native anywhere. You came there and took it from the native people who are there. So please don't talk about going back, because if others talk to you about that, where would you go? This world belongs to the Caucasian people. The number of the beast and the number of the man. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the beast is a man, but the number of the beast is compared to the number of the original man, which is also on the number 6. The Holy Quran and the Bible teach us that God made man on the 6th day, I think it was. The Holy Quran, well, the Bible says he made everything in 6 days. The Holy Quran says that Allah created the heavens and the earth in 6 periods of time. So 6 is the number of the originator, and 6 is the number of the beast. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that the white race is not a natural man, but a man that came through a process of birth control, through a system of grafting. You can take it or leave it. The white people are not
an ancient people. They are a new people on our earth. So the first 6, which is 600, could refer to the 600 years that it took on the island of Patmos or Pelon to graft this new people out of the original. Some of the foolish among us make mockery of these teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I was being interviewed by a Harvard scholar, Dr. Henry Louis Gates, and Dr. Gates was saying how brilliant he thought the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was to craft this mythology, to get so many people to believe in this mythology. And I said to Mr. Gates, I said, sir, it's interesting to me that rather than give Elijah Muhammad credit for having received revelation, you would say he made up something that caught the fancy of the ignorant. Here's a man that went to the 4th grade of school and completed it, but he crafted a mythology that has mystified the scholars and the scientists. Now, either white people were here and they didn't come from us, or they did come from us. And their scholars are saying today that the original people are the black people of the earth. They are bearing witness to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So then, if you cannot produce a white man naturally, then what was the process by which he was brought on the earth? And for what purpose was the white man brought here? This is not racist teaching. This is actual facts. And before we leave today, you're going to have to deal with what I tell you. It may keep you up all night, all tomorrow, for a week or a month, but you're going to have to deal with what I tell you today. Now look, Jesus said to the Jews, I know you. You are of your father, the devil. He was a liar and a murderer from the beginning. So if the father was a liar and a murderer from the beginning, then lying and murder was born into the very nature of the people. Listen. The island of Patmos or Pelon was a womb. And whatever goes on outside the womb affects the nature of that which is being formed in the womb. If lying and murder of the darker, saving the lighter, marrying the lighter on to the lighter, murdering the darker, saving the lighter, and this went on for 600 years until a pale people was produced. Listen, human beings, but a different kind of human being. Let us make man in our image and after our likeness, and let us give them power and dominion. That's how the white man got power. It was given to him divinely, but a certain limit and term was set on the white man's rule. You can take it or leave it, but I believe you're going to take it today. Why was their term limited? It was limited because their rule would be contrary to the eternal principles of truth and justice upon which the universe is based. And since the universe is based on the eternal principles of truth and justice, no unjust world can have any permanence in a universe balanced by justice. Are you listening? Good, good. So then, if white folk created or made a world that is unjust, lies and murder and stealing at the root of this world, and this world can have no permanence in God's universe of truth. So there would come a time when this world would be judged and destroyed. We're on the same page? That is attested to in the Quran, in the Bible, that this world was doomed from its inception to be destroyed. All right. So we have 600, meaning the years it took to produce this people out of the original. There were 60,000 human beings, black human beings, involved in that process. And the last 6 represents 2 things. I'll get to the second thing that it represents later. But the first thing that the 6 represents is 6,000 years. After he had gone 6,000 years, his time is up. Then God comes, and the process of removal of his power and authority and himself begins. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that this 6 also could mean 60 years of grace, not to exceed 70, which means that on the time of God's coming and raising up a person to warn and deliver the message, from that moment, grace begins. I'll get to that a little later, and we're going to calculate some time here. Now, both the Bible and the Quran speak of judgment and the hour and the day. The day of judgment and then the hour of doom. And if you look at the hour, in the hour you have 60 minutes. And in the minute you have 60 seconds. So the man whose hour has come is the man of 6. The doom, the hour now in the day of judgment has arrived. It said, no man knoweth the hour but the Father. That means the hour of total destruction. And today I would like to inform you of how this destruction will take place. And I can only pray that you and I won't be in it. Now, in the book of Revelations, 14th chapter, the 6th and 7th verse, listen to this. And I saw another angel fly fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. Now, I want to stop here with you a moment, and I hope that all of you are ready to think today. Look, here's another angel flying in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach. Here is the Bible. And that which Jesus was given is called Bushra or Injil, which is gospel. Here's the book, Bible. Is this the everlasting gospel? Just think. Is this Quran the everlasting gospel? Is it? How do you know? How do you know? There got to be proof. Either it is or it isn't. If this is not the everlasting gospel, then there's a time set on these books. Well, that's a fact. But we have to know. Look, brothers and sisters, neither of these books is the everlasting gospel. And I'd like to take a moment to prove it. It won't take but a moment. In the Bible, this gospel is to be preached, right? To every nation, kindred, and tongue. But then this book says, I saw the Lamb, John talking, and 144,000 on another shore singing a new song, right? This book says, Bible, eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has it even entered into the heart of man to conceive what lies beyond the destruction of this world. So this could not be the everlasting gospel. Not this. It's good news, all right, but it's not the eternal good news. What about the Quran? Well, sorry about this. But this isn't either. The Quran only takes us up to the hereafter, the door of it, but it doesn't admit us in. And this book says, eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has it even entered into the heart of man to perceive or conceive what lies beyond the judgment of this world. This book takes you right up through the judgment. This book takes you right up through the judgment, but the guidance of the hereafter, where there is no term limit set, that is eternal on the other side, then there must be an everlasting gospel that will be preached on the other side of the destruction of this world. So a new book is coming. I want you to hear me. Now, brothers, sisters, Allah says in the Quran that He is master
of the day of judgment. Tell me something. Why should there even be a judgment? Why? Is there necessity for it? Many of you, my dear brothers, have been before the judges. And my dear brothers who've been before the judges, you know that these judges do not judge with justice. And some of you been before them enough that you don't even expect justice when you go. Is that right? Now, we can take our cases to court. It's natural. It's what a good citizen should do. But the judges of this world are not just judges. And because there's no real justice in this world, this is why the world is to be judged. And this is why there is a day of judgment and a limit set on America and this world. Now, what is the judgment? Judgment. When you get a judgment, what does that mean? I know you know. If anybody knows, we know. When you get a judgment, that means that a judge has rendered a decision. And that decision is called the judgment. The judgment is the ability to judge, to make a decision or form an opinion objectively, authoritatively, and wisely, especially in matters affecting action, good sense, discretion. Misfortune, regarded as afflicted by divine sentence, is also a judgment. Also, the last judgment, the final trial of all mankind, both the living and the dead, at the end of the world. So when we talk about judgment, we're talking about one, God's forming a decision. And God's decision comes down against America and against this world. Well, usually there's a clerk of the court, somebody that has to read the decision. Now, the judge, you know where it came from, but your eyes are fastened on the clerk. Well, what is it? And if the decision is against you, the question is, what kind of power do you have to overturn that decision? Now, God, listen carefully now, has sent down his decision. He intends to wipe out America. I'm going to say it again. I said, God has sent down his decision. His intention is the total destruction of America.
So guys, I hope you have watched and listened to that video from Louis Farrakhan coming out and highlight some of the challenges and some of the problems that the black people they are facing in United States. And also he has come out and revealed how the white people they are hiding black history, and he is calling all black people in United States to come together and unite, because the only problem that we Africans, we as black people, we have is uniting. And these people, they are using that against us black people, because they know the biggest problem that we Africans and the black people we have, it is uniting with each other, supporting each other. That's why they are coming out and try to make us black people fight each other, not to support each other. So I really love Louis Farrakhan. He is the leader of Muslim United States, and also he always fight the rights of the black people. Always fight the rights of the black people, and also he usually defend African country and the black country. So I really love Louis Farrakhan because he's that also one leader who will always open our mind as a black people. So Louis Farrakhan, first of all, he's calling unity amongst black people in America. Unity, it is the first thing that we black people, we need to start practice, because if there's a power in unity, but if we will not unite this, it will become very easy for these people to conquer us, for these people to manipulate us, for these people to use us fighting each other, simply because the only biggest fear that these people they have, it is they know black people, they are not uniting. They know black people, they don't love support their own races. They are not supporting themselves, their fellow brothers and sisters. They only support these other races, and that it is true. That's why I'm emphasizing on unity, because you will find a black person, he or she is leaving a black store and go to shop in Chinese or India or white store, leaving the black store. So this is tell you that we don't have real, we are not really supporting each other, and for that matters, it is now making us black people to look as if we are very stupid people in this world, because of that not supporting each other. We black people, when we see somebody he has opened a store, a black person he has opened a store, we are the ones also who want to bring that store down. So this needs to change. And also Louis Farrakhan, he has revealed to us how the black people, they have been how the white people, they have been hiding black history during starting from the days of the slavery. The white people, they don't want us black people to know our history, simply because, you know, if you don't know your history, there's nothing that you can do. You cannot really trace where you came from. But that is one of the reasons to why the black Americans, they don't want the white people, they don't want the black Americans to know their history, because if the black people, if the black Americans, they will know their history, they will know where they came from, they will start and know their rights in United States. Because I keep on telling you that the people who build United States, it is the black people, it is the black people. The black people, they build United States. And also after building United States, the white people, they came out and changed everything. They came out and start oppressing the black people. They came out and giving less opportunity to the black people. Look at the wages that they are giving to the black people. It is a low wages. So this tell you that the white people, they don't want to see black Americans becoming more successful, becoming more powerful in United States, because they fear them. And these people, they are doing anything to make sure that the black community in United States, they are not uniting. And that it is one of the biggest problem that we black people we have. And for a very long time I've been telling you that revolution, it has started to us black people, because right now we are having more professor, more history educators who are coming out and teaching us black people about knowing our rights, about knowing our history, about knowing where we came from, about knowing how this world is supposed to treat us. Because we black people, we are the ones who that these white people, they have told us, because we are black, and they came out and associate everything which it is black, it is bad. Who told you that everything which it is black, it is bad? So we as African, we as black people, it has come to a point whereby we are not even love ourselves because of our color. We have seen some of the black people go in the United States, changing, doing makeup and changing their color, simply because they know that white, it comes with privilege, it comes with more opportunity in the United States. You can imagine some of the black people changing their skin color because of they know that white color comes with more privilege than black color. But for me, I can tell you that there is no color which it is powerful than black color. This black color, it is more powerful, it is more strong, and it is so unique to a point whereby these people, they cannot stand a black color. So we black people, we need to come together. We need to unite. Revolution, it has started. So we black people, we need to be respected in the continent, and also we need to start learning our history. We need to know our history. The black Americans, you know, in America also, we are having more of the black Americans who they don't love African. Yeah, who they don't know anything about Africa. The only thing that they know it is America. And for me, I can tell you that these people, they are hiding history from the black Americans because they fear that if you guys will know you came from Africa during the times of the slavery, you will need to start asking for your rights in America, because we have seen the Western country, they have denied to pay reparation. They have denied to pay for the damage what they did to the black people. You can imagine some of the African countries, they have not been given their reparation, and up to date they are still asking. So the one of the biggest problem that these people they fear about us black people is to know to know our rights and how the world need to treat us as a black people. And also black people, we need to speak with one voice. I've seen the Indian in United States, they're speaking with one voice. I've seen the Chinese United States, they're supporting each other, they're speaking one language. But when it comes to the black Americans, they're not speaking one language. These people, they are not helping each other, they are not supporting each other. And because of that, you have seen how they are being treated. The black community, the black people in the America, they are the ones who they are last because of how these people, they are not uniting. You can see when there is a problem in United States, when the Chinese, they will speak with one language, and the issue, their issue will be solved easily. But to the black people, they are not speaking with one language, and it has become more difficult for them, their issues in America to be solved easily. So kindly guys, thank you so much for watching until now. Subscribe if you haven't, like this video, share, and also comment. See you on my next one. Bye bye.